Andy Katz here for NCAA.com and March Madness with my latest Power 36, our player and team of the week. Let's first start with the top of the Power 36. We got another new number one, Baylor. Boy, did they absolutely obliterate Villanova on Sunday in Waco. Absolutely dominating defensive performance. The Bears are undefeated. They're the reigning champs, and they look like a team that can win it again. At number two, Arizona. I may be higher on Arizona than anyone else in the country that does this. I'm putting them at 2 based on the fact that they now have a second true road win at Illinois. Very tough place to win. First true road win was at Oregon State in the Pac-12. Already beat Michigan in Las Vegas. This team is undefeated, and they look the part. They're playing some of the best basketball in the country. At 3, Duke. Didn't do much last week. They're holding steady. 4, Kansas. Absolutely obliterated their rival Missouri. Wasn't even close. 5, Alabama. Held on for dear life against Houston, but that was a big time home win in Tuscaloosa. At 6, UCLA. Won at Marquette after getting there the day of the game. Flight was diverted to Denver because of a cracked windshield. They get into Milwaukee, have to push the game back 7 hours, still win. Pretty handily against Marquette. At number 7, Ohio State. What a win over Wisconsin. E.J. Liddell looking like potentially the player of the year. He had 28 in that game. At number 8, Purdue. They are a buzzer beater away from being undefeated and still number 1, but they did lose at the buzzer to a Rutgers team that had been struggling. They then had to come all the way back from double digits to knock off an unranked NC State in overtime on Sunday at the Barclays Center. Still, Purdue only has 1 loss, so they're in the top 10. At 9, Seton Hall. What a week Seton Hall had. Knocked off Texas. Then, in a rivalry game against Rutgers, right after Rutgers knocked off Purdue, Seton Hall wins again. Both games in Newark. They're playing like a top 10 team. And then Gonzaga. They have not played as well lately, so keeping them in the top 10 is where I think they belong. Other notable numbers in our Power 36. USC, still undefeated. Keep them at 11. 12, or move them up to 11. 12, Iowa State, undefeated. TJ Ottsberger, like Tommy Lloyd, doing a phenomenal job. At 13, Michigan State. I don't think we're talking enough about the Spartans. Good win at Minnesota. At 14, Houston, a whisker away from winning, or at least sending the Alabama game into bonus time. At 15, by virtue of everyone else losing, I moved up Carolina. 16, West Virginia, great home win over UConn. And then some other notable numbers. I've got Colorado State at 19, beat Mississippi State on a neutral court. They're undefeated. 21, Minnesota. Ben Johnson, the third of these new coaches who's doing a phenomenal job. Tommy Lloyd, TJ Ottsberger, and Ben Johnson, winning by 10 at Michigan after losing at home to Michigan State. That's their only loss of the season. 22, LSU, another undefeated team. Still, they win against Georgia Tech in Atlanta. 24, USF, San Francisco, 10-0. The Dons, basically, they just got to fall flat, hold serve, do what they need to do. They're going to be in the NCAA tournament. And at the bottom part of the 36, Creighton, now at 34 after knocking off BYU in South Dakota. Loyola Chicago just has those couple of blips down in the Bahamas, but they're playing really well. And the team that they handed the first loss to was DePaul. Well, DePaul then turned around and won at Louisville. So I got DePaul at 36. Player of the week, Benedict Mathurin from Arizona. All he did was score 30 against Illinois, 24 against previously unbeaten Wyoming. Great week for him and the Wildcats. And my team of the week, I mentioned them earlier, Seton Hall. Knocked off Texas at home and then Rutgers. So that's a look at the latest Power 36 here at NCAA.com and March Madness.